coming up.
When we first started, we couldn't get one buyer to come to our sale.
It's just hard to ship cattle to town to sell. It was mostly order buyers that would just go say, here's what I'll give for you.
And then we moved to Winnemucca, Nevada, and it was probably one of the greatest things we ever did.
For 35 years, one auction has transformed Western ranching. Next on The American Rancher. And welcome to The American Rancher. I'm Pam Minnick. For 35 years, Superior Livestock Auctions Video Royale in Winnemucca, Nevada has been the place where Western ranchers connect with nationwide buyers, improve their genetics, and build lasting relationships. Today, we'll hear how this event delivers better prices, trust, and opportunity for consignors and buyers alike.
Video Royale is a sale that features the Region 1, which is Nevada, Oregon, in those high desert areas. And it helps benefit our customers by grouping all these calves together, getting the buyers to come to the sale. It's one of the most well-attended sales from a buyer standpoint. And they have the freight kind of figured out already, so you get the prices established and it rolls. It goes really quick. Superior has a commitment to that region of the country. We have an office in Boise, Idaho that we help support reps out of, and we want to continue to help those ranchers that it's just hard to ship cattle to town to sell. And that was one of the big reasons why we went out there in the beginning, is because it was mostly order buyers that would just go say, here's what I'll give for you, for your cattle. Is that the best offer you got? Oh, yeah, it is.
This is the
35th anniversary of Video Royale, and Jim Davis has been a big reason why it's done so well. The Whitworths, the Wrights, they all bring a lot of cattle to that auction, and we put the cattle in front of a nationwide buyer base. And most of those cattle stay out west or to Midwest. Some of them go as far as Kansas, but we're putting them in front of everybody.
When we first started, we couldn't get one buyer to come to our sale. True story. They'd have to call in and bid on them. And so I told Buddy Jeffers, I said, we got to make this fun. So now we make it fun. We have the golf tournament, the big party, and we stack all our cattle, Western cattle, together. And most of them are going to be Western cattle. And the buyers, they come. They're all there. And so that really helps our customers sell their cattle.
Well, it started out, it was, there was a small bunch of consignors locally. And that first year or two, there was a lot of people looking, wondering, everybody's looking for a better way to market their cattle, if they can. And it just grew and grew and grew. And I saw people look at it for 10 years before they bought into it. And now they're sold on it completely. And it's just one of those things that people would talk about it. And I had some come in this store, and I'm not the cattle guy, but I know the marketing side of things. And I would tell them, I'd say, well, why not put it on a video sale? If John Doe over there is your cattle buyer and he always buys your cattle, he can buy them. He's just going to have to pay what the next guy'd pay.
34 years ago, this was pretty new. The internet video auctions it sounded like it should work, but no one really knew, would it really work? I think maybe that's why I didn't sell cattle the first year. I wanted to see how it went. The auction they had turned out very well. Everybody was happy. So I thought, what the heck, let's try it. Really, the backbone of those sales are its reps. And we consider Jim, and also Jim has brought along Bennett Baird with him now. And so they've become more like a partner, not just my person who sells cattle. They have headed me in the right direction as far as genetics go. They've put me in touch with some of the best seed stock producers in the country. They help me with my vaccination programs. They tell me which vaccines, the buyers want. I'm also, they've also made sure that I take advantage of all those programs out there. I feel like our cattle may not top the sale, but we're always up there and have done very well. And that's all because of the help that I receive from my Superior rep. I'm a fourth generation rancher, and I can remember my dad selling cattle, where he'd have, a handful of order buyers, we called them, that traveled around this region. Some were good guys, some were a little shady. And I can remember they'd talk price and shrink and all this stuff and argue, and then when we'd ship them, back then they paid, everybody was paid with a draft. And I can remember my dad saying, well, as soon as those cows are loaded, I'm getting this check to the bank to make sure the money's good, because some of them didn't have the cattle, didn't have the money until they sold the cattle. They wanted to make a few bucks themselves. As soon as the trucks left, my mom and dad would head to the sale, or to the bank, and make sure the funds were good before the calves got out of state, just in case. That doesn't go on anymore with Superior. I mean, we don't worry at all about that check being good. My wife and I, sometimes we'll have a pretty good check sitting on the table there, and we may not make it to town to cash it or put it in the bank for 3 or 4 days, but we don't worry about it because you can trust Superior.
A lot of my customers, I know how hard they work, and anyway, they work all the time, and so, some of them, this is their only break all year. They're working. And that's what it takes. So it's really nice to see them come down, have a good time, let loose, and just enjoy it. And we got a good market now, so that just makes it better.
And a lot of the people that actually come to our auction there and come to the events that are going on and to watch the auction and to see their cattle sell are people who maybe only go to town once a month. People who are the stewards of the land, who take care of their ranches, that live out there year after year, decade after decade.
After the break,
Gardy Amos, he said, Jim, you bring it to Winnemucca and you'll be here forever.
from a risky new idea to a beloved Western tradition with lasting friendships, hear the history of Video Royale when the American Rancher continues. Stay with us. Welcome back to the American Rancher. In this segment, we go back to the beginning, how Video Royale started in Winnemucca 35 years ago and grew into the major event it is today, thanks to dedicated people on both the ranching and Superior sides.
You can't talk about Video Royale without talking about Jim Davis. But it was Jim Davis's brainstorm to have it there. In fact, we had auctions, Superior had auctions in Reno, Nevada, and then we moved to Winnemucca, Nevada, and it was probably one of the greatest things we ever did.
Well, 35 years ago, I was north of Winnemucca, Nevada, and Jim Old called me on my old bag phone and said, Jim, we gotta have a sale in Nevada this year. He said, we had one set up in Denver, Colorado, and the Pope's gonna be there, and we can't get a room. It's sold out. So I was shipping Gardy Amos's cattle out Winnemucca already, and I went to John Esquagas and I met with John, but Gardy said, Jim, Gardy Amos, he said, Jim, you bring it to Winnemucca and you'll be here forever. And that was 35 years ago. So the Pope and Gardy Amos got us to Winnemucca, and we're still there.
Jim had come to town looking for a place to hold a video auction, and he had touched base with John and Tim DeLong and Gardy Amos, and they came to me because I was on the Winnemucca Convention and Visitor Authority board at that time, and explained what it was. Jim explained it to me and asked if I'd support it, and we agreed that it'd probably be a good deal, and from that first year, it didn't take long to grow into a real dynamic situation with steak dinners and live music and dancing, and it was quite the event every year, and we all look forward to it.
You got 2 mining vans, you know, they'd hold like 16 people. And Mary drive one, I drove one. We did that for years. Go down to the airport, pick everybody up, bring them up. And Buddy Jeffers, one of the owners, Jim Odell, of course. Buddy, he didn't like that bus ride, or the ride from Reno. He said, Jim, let's do something different. Let's go somewhere else. I had a 2.5-hour drive from Reno to Winnemucca. He said, I get tired of that. So that year I rented a 737, and my brother's wife, she ran the Red Line Casino airplane. So I rented an old damn airplane, and we picked everybody up, Amarillo, Akron, Colorado, Billings, Montana, and we flew them into Winnemucca before 9/11. And we had the mayor waiting there for us, one fire engine, and you didn't need security then, so we flew it right in there. I got pictures and everything. We flew it in there, and at that time it cost $45,000. And I was selling seats, and I got money from the casinos, but I didn't get enough. And I knew, very soon I didn't have much money. And anyway, I got in troubles, and I needed help. And so Jim Odell and Buddy Jeffers bailed me out. But we did get a 737 in Winnemucca. Then after that, Buddy said, we'll just get a rental and drive up.
In 1995, we put together a commercial called the Red Line Express. And it was a special commercial advertising our Winnemucca sale. Jim Davis had arranged for a charter flight to take us, come and pick us up in Amarillo and a couple other places in Colorado and Montana, and take us to Winnemucca. And on that commercial that they had featured me walking down the road, on the lonely road to Winnemucca, Nevada. And I don't have anything on me, and I'm walking down the road and looking for a ride. And then this beautiful woman in a Cadillac convertible pulls up, and she says,
Hey, cowboy, you going my way?
How far are you going, darling?
All the way. To Winnemucca, that is.
I've been everywhere.
Now, I had an opportunity to show this commercial to the girl I just started going with. Her name was Donna Simpson. Little did I know that she was going to be my wife 3 years later. But after she saw the commercial, she said, honey, you need to find another term of endearment for me other than darling.
Well, when we first started out, it was pretty much us. We did it all. And at first that was easy because it was small. But then as it progressed, I mean, we would even get food to the band, make sure they had, things to drink, and, even get microphones, everything. And that was fine for a while. But then as the entertainment got larger and the dinner got bigger, so eventually we started hiring people to take care of the band and the microphones, and the city of Winnemucca helped with the dinner tickets and setting up all of the tables.
Dad was always after Jim. Jim would ask him what kind of entertainment he wanted, and Dad always said Dolly Parton. Dolly Parton. Dolly Parton. So at one point in time, Dolly Parton did show up, but it wasn't Dolly.
I couldn't afford Dolly Parton, so I got a gal from Las Vegas that, performed like Dolly Parton. And she looks just like Dolly and sang like Dolly. So I hired her. It cost $2,500 back then, so it'd be $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 now. And she came up, and it took 10 people to get Tim DeLong out there to sit in the chair. And she went out and sang him a bunch of Dolly songs. And I think that was probably one of my best moments. We got a kick out of it.
One of the main unique stories that I have out there is when I had my, I think it was my 70th birthday, they gave me the key to the town. And I mean, it was a big deal, and they declared the 31st day of July, which is my birthday, 31st of July as Ralph Wade Days in Winnemucca, Nevada, and it's always been that way since then.
Up next.
The video auction has showed us tightening that calving window up and having a uniform product means more money in your pocket.
See the full impact of 35 years of Video Royale when The American Rancher continues. Welcome back to The American Rancher. In our final segment, we celebrate the results of Video Royale through improved genetics, better profitability, lasting relationships, and why this tradition continues to strengthen Western ranching.
You know, Jim has really changed the cattle in this area. The cattle are so much better quality than they were when Superior started, because he's pushed the genetics of it, and the cattle are bigger, and the weaning weights are almost double in some places what they were.
I can remember when I first started, my calves, if I could get a 500-pound calf, I was plumb happy. I thought that was great. Today our calves are typically 6 to 650, and that's all because of genetics. I had a mixed herd like a lot of people around here. We used Herefords, we used Angus, we used some Brahma, and you know, we weren't selling and we were calving. Our calving interval was much longer, so we had we'd sell anything from a 300-pounder up to a 600-pounder. And we were typical. I mean, I think everybody did that back then. And the video auction has showed us, you know, that tightening that calving window up and having a uniform product means more money in your pocket.
The thing that impresses me most is how the cattle have gone from their weaning weights and their quality, and with all this genetics that has come about through, you know, scientific research and everything, and then how it actually is embodied, and to actually see it happen. And I grew up on a little ranch in Keating, Oregon, and we had Herefords. And so I saw how we go from, you know, the small Herefords then, which of course the Herefords now have, their genetics have evolved as well. But I've enjoyed seeing that with the cattle. And then seeing how the ranchers are just all over this, you know, and wanting to get it done and wanting to be the best, and how Superior has sort of opened up to them a way to kind of compare and compete with other ranchers and everything. And I think that in itself has enabled this great growth in genetics, and it's just amazing how it has come about in our lifetime.
Well, Mary Sue kind of tapped on it very well, and when I first showed up, about '88, I used to go out to all the ranchers, and I'd class all the cattle, shape them, and film them, because they really didn't know what I wanted. So pretty much when I go to a delivery, if there's anything limping or anything bad, they'll tell me about it, we get it off, and they get it off ahead of time. So the deliveries are pretty easy, and really, which is good because I'm getting older. You know, so I do go to these bull sales with my customers. I go to every bull sale from bull sellers that buy our calves back. And so I go to about 7 bull sales in the spring. And if they support us, we're going to support them, as long as they have the quality of bulls.
For us here in Winnemucca and in the West, the video sales were very successful and continue to be successful, and I don't see anything changing in the near future. And I think it's going to continue. I mean, they're cheaper to sell that way. You don't have to load your cattle, take them to the sale, suffer the shrink, all that stuff. They come right off of the ranch. In our business, every dollar counts. So the video auctions have put more money in our pocket.
So the auction is one of the best, to go to in person, but also the golf tournament, the steak feed, and we get 44 farm steaks. We get the Duff Arenas to cook them for us. They're local people, local ranchers. They're customers too, and they do a phenomenal job. And then of course Jim always hires a good band to come play on Thursday night and entertain everybody. And then he'll have the Cajun group, that he's, discovered in New Orleans at the Jazz Festival one year.
Thank you for joining us to celebrate 35 years of Superior Livestock's Video Royale in Winnemucca, Nevada. Mark your calendar for late July and get your consignments in by July 10th. That's all the time we have today. We hope you enjoyed our show. To find out more about us, visit our website, theamericanrancher.com, or connect with us on Facebook or YouTube. I'm Pam Minnick. For our entire American Rancher team, thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time.
Superior VAC protocols and value-added programs build confidence with cattle buyers. Superior's vaccination protocols are the benchmark for America's beef industry. Those, along with Superior Progressive Genetics, third-party verified Superior source and age, verified natural, NHTC, GAP, Beef Care, and other Superior value-added programs give buyers the confidence to pay premiums for quality load-lot cattle you sell on Superior. Call or go online to find out more.